Hello, 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 and welcome everybody. I am Shan McGeough, also known as Psychic in the City. I am an international TV medium, two times best-selling author, award-winning clinical hypnotherapist, and I think all-round general good guy. How are we all doing? Can you believe that it is the end of 2024? Oh my goodness. This year has just flown by, but it's been absolutely fabulous. So I hope you're enjoying the little broadcast room that I have created. So you'll just have to give me a wee moment just to make sure um, everything's all set up, going the way that it should be. There might be a little bit of a background or staticky, noisy stuff coming through. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's all good. The shirt looks good. The shirt looks good, guys, doesn't it? Although I look very red, but that's kind of what happens whenever whenever you get caught in so much sun, the joys of living in the Mediterranean. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you are finding the broadcast room easy enough to navigate. I know you guys can reach out to me via email throughout this, via Facebook Messenger, etc. And I thought I would do it a little bit different than just, a Zoom session, because couple of hundred people registered and I can't take a couple of hundred people on Zoom. And this way it just makes it easier, because then I don't have to send out a replay. I should probably hit record. No, it's fine. No need to hit record. It's going through YouTube. You'll have your replays, and it's going to just be a fun weekend. We're going to, spend 2 hours maybe today and tomorrow together with my fabulous guest, and we'll be talking all about mindset, manifestation. I'll be chatting about mediumship in just a little bit, shamanism, healing, the Akashic records, and there'll also be live tarot readings going on throughout this. So you know how to, get in contact with me in order to fire your question in, and myself or one of the readers over the weekend, we will absolutely be answering your questions with the tarot. So bring it on. I hope you are all extremely excited for this. And again, if you've any questions that you'd like to maybe put to one of my guest speakers, fire it in an email to me. Just boom, 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 there we go. And again, I'm hosting this. I'm making sure the tech stuff's okay. If I overlook your email, you'll forgive me. So yes, I know the last summit I done, I didn't really have much of like a sort of me talking about what I do, as it was generally just me interviewing all of my guests or chatting with them about their work. So I would like to, take the opportunity now before my first guest shows up, to actually take a moment to talk about, the life of a medium. Disclaimer, I suppose, because those that follow me on Facebook know, or on social media, know that I have been writing a new book. I've wrote two international best-selling books. The first book that I wrote was Tarot for Modern Times, and the second book that I wrote was The Modern Medium, 10 Practical Steps to Mediumship Development in Modern Times. And my sort of career as being a medium is very broad, shall we say that. And I've wrote a book based on, or I'm writing a book based on my career, and sort of taken a lot of liberties with a few things, where I've, maybe got myself into some situations for not following my intuition. And maybe I thought, I'll just go ahead and do this anyway, or, whatever it is. Got myself in a bit of a sticky situation. Maybe things didn't go as planned, but the book is then my imagination. Beyond that, I have to say that for those that know me, no. So, the life of a medium, a lot of people think that it is, we sit with, we sit just meditating all day with, rocks or crystals on our head, and that's it. And it is far, far, far from that. There is absolutely people out there that do sit and meditate all day with rocks on their head, and if that's your thing, you work away. I love that for you. But many, many mediums that I know, we're just normal people, just like, anybody out there. The only thing is that we're a little bit intuitive, and we're able to tune into other frequencies, other states, other spirits, and being able to bring through information. A lot of people think that just because I'm a medium or a medium in general, that, we're walking down Tesco's and it's like, oh, look, a little spirit person. When it's absolutely got nothing to do like that at all. TV, Hollywood, movies has a lot to answer for whenever it comes to things like that. But we are just normal people, just highly sensitive, highly intuitive, but we still have our day-to-day things that we go through. I have a lot of laundry to do once we're done here. Um, and not only have I a lot of laundry to do, I also have to go and do my grocery shopping as well. And I wish I could send the spirit people or the angels to go and do that for me, but unfortunately, that's not the way it works. A medium, yes, we are mediums, but we're not mediums 24/7. We're still people. We have to switch on, switch off, get into work mode, get out of work mode, and then go and, do the cleaning or whatever it may be. And we have those trials and tribulations just like everybody else. Just because we're psychic and we can see things for our clients, we don't always see them for ourselves. Again, another little shameless plug at my new book that's coming out soon. And sometimes we do get in a little bit of trouble. Completely derailed myself there with where I was going, but for those that know me, know that that happens all the time. Now, is the life of a medium a good life? Absolutely. I love my work. I love being able to connect with so many people on a daily basis, almost, with my work, and to bring through evidence and proof of survival beyond the physical death. And that is the role of a medium. A medium isn't there to say to you, oh, you're going to meet someone, you're going to win the lottery, you're going to get a new car, do things like that come up in readings? Yeah, they do. But the role of a medium is there to prove without the shadow of a doubt that your loved ones are still with you. And a medium does that through what is called evidence. We are known as evidential mediums. Well, you can put whatever title you want on it, is what I'm saying, but I would consider myself an evidential medium because we give evidence of spirit, your loved ones. And I'm sharing this with you so that you can understand and how to get the best out of a reading. Because there's different ways that we can work. We can work psychically and we can work mediumistically. And whenever we're working on that mediumistic vibration, if you understand in such a way, it's like our energy goes up to spirit. Whenever we're working psychically, our energy goes out to you. And we read your energy, we read the spirit's energy just the way that we would read a person's aura. And we bring through different bits of evidence as to who they are. And that is the main thing that you want to be looking for whenever you're going for a mediumship reading. Evidence is classed as to who that spirit person is. I am like a teaching medium. I've been training mediums for, God, a decade really. Some of my ones have been sitting with me 5-6 years, maybe longer, and they're superb. And I teach about evidence. Bring through the evidence. Who is that spirit communicator? Who is that loved one? And evidence is anything that relates to them, who they are. Okay, and that could be a name, although we are not our names, so I'm not overly fussed on names, only because I don't really get them. So I say no names are fine. But if someone comes to and go, I'm Mum, well, there we go. There's a little bit of evidence. We know Mum is in spirit and she's coming in forward. A physical description. What height were they? What was their build? What colour hair did they have? Then you can move into personality basis things with them. What was your relationship? Were they happy? Were they outgoing? Were they a little bit cheeky? Who really knows? And then with all those little bits of evidence, it's kind of like putting together a jigsaw. And you put together that little jigsaw and it builds up that picture of who that spirit communicator is. Now, they can also begin to give information about your life. Not really what the whole thing of mediumship is. Usually, again, they will do that for you to know that they're there with you and they see certain situations in your life. To the best of my knowledge and my understanding, I don't really think our spirit family is allowed to tell us what to do. We have free will at the end of the day. And we also have to understand especially in a mediumship reading, that just because someone is passed away and that they are a spirit person does not make them all seeing and all knowing, so that's something to be aware of as well. And I want to share a little story just so that you can understand this. And the reason, again, as to why I'm saying this is to give you an understanding of mediumship, because you're going to see the psychic a little bit later. So there was a lady that went for a reading. She wanted to know if she should take a job opportunity that involved her moving to another country. It would be a big, massive change. She wouldn't know anybody, but it was a good job and it was a lot more money than what she was earning. Sounds brilliant. Obviously, being people, we have that little bit of nerves about, taking those opportunities. So this lady, she goes for the reading. The mum comes through, and her friend comes through. So the two different spirit communicators, they give their evidence, we know who it is, and the friend in spirit is all for it. She's like, yes, go for it, take it, pack up, get out of there, move, take the job. The mother, on the other hand, no, don't do it. Don't think it's a good idea. Now, why would two different spirit people come through in one reading and give different bits of advice on that? And we'll use the word advice quite loosely. Because they are still the same person that they were when they passed. So her friend was a very outgoing person, always up for an adventure, always up for a laugh. So from her level of personality, this big move was a good thing. Mum, on the other hand, wasn't that type of person. Mum was the type of person who stayed at home quite a lot. The only time she left the house was to go shopping, and she suffered with her mental health a little as well. So from both those levels, sorry, it's very dusty in Malta. From both those levels of personality, that is the information and the guidance, if you will, that they give forward. Does it mean we have to follow that? Not at all. But that example just goes to show that even though they're in spirit, doesn't mean that you should be running to them and asking for life advice. Especially if you went when they were still here. That's one thing I say as well. There's definitely some people I will go to in spirit and be like, can you help me out with this? Other people, maybe not so much, and you can also relate that into our physical lives as well, into the lives that we live. You wouldn't go and ask someone for business advice that has never had a job or been self-employed. You wouldn't go and ask a dentist to give you a recipe to cook lasagna. Weird, I know, but that's just the same thing whenever it comes to spirit. Just because they're in spirit doesn't mean that they are all seeing and all knowing. So the best thing that you can do when you're going for a mediumship reading is to keep an open mind about anything that is said, because that comes from your family members' level of their personality and their relationship to you. If you're wanting a reading that is all to do about, your life and guidance and direction, that would be what we call a psychic reading. Now, all mediums are psychic, but not all psychics are mediums. Okay, I'll say that one more time. All mediums are psychic, but not all psychics are mediums. And there could be any number of reasons for that. So a medium is a psychic that is very well developed, that has the ability to then go that little bit further with their energy, with their awareness, into the spiritual vibrations, using their psychic senses, their psychic faculties that we would use to read auras, or, while we're doing a tarot reading, for example. And there is some fabulous psychics out there that, just can't connect with spirit, don't want to connect with spirit, very happy with doing what they're doing, and that's great too. No one is any better or any worse than the other. It's just a mental faculty that we have. So whenever we're going for a psychic reading, that is the reading that is based on our life. Now, I'm not one to overly believe in, the whole fortune telling aspect. Although, don't get me wrong, If you know a good fortune teller out there, please give me the details. I love a good fortune telling reading. But we create our own future as we go along. You know, they say that the best way to predict the future is to create it, which will lead into our first guest very soon. Um, and a psychic reading should not be all prediction based, okay? It should be like a snapshot, screenshot, photo of your life right here, right now. What's going on with you, what has went on with you, and can show you a potential outcome over the next while based on current energies. And what I always say to my clients that come to me for tarot readings, because God, I love reading tarot. I've been reading tarot for so long. But I always say to them, like, you know, it's more like a plan of attack moving forward. You know, if you do A plus B, then C is going to be your outcome. Or if you continue doing what you're doing, this is a very possible outcome. However, if I give you a reading and it's all about business, for example, and you wake up in the morning and you think to yourself, screw it, I think I'm going to go be a baker, your whole reading that you got is not really going to apply anymore because you've made a big, massive change, you know? So there is those different types of readings that you can go for. There's loads of different types of readings that you can go for, but obviously the things that I offer, it's like the psychic and the mediumship, and that's what I'm talking about. And they are absolutely amazing for getting that little maybe bit of clarity, that little bit of direction, that little bit of an understanding in situations that maybe you're just struggling with. Let's see, just sort of messaging the guest. And I find readings, you know, whenever I get a tarot reading, it's whenever I am feeling a little bit confused. You know, there's a lot of things that are going on here. What is the next step? What is the next direction? And sometimes you can see things a bit differently, or maybe your reader can see something that you really can't see, because you know what it's like when you're in the thick of it. Sometimes you miss things right in front of you. So I love tarot readings for that, you know, as well as getting that confirmation about the steps that I'm already taking. And that's one thing I love whenever I'm doing readings for my clients. And they say, you know, you've just confirmed everything that I already knew. Like, great. That is amazing. I love that. Or it's like, yep, that was exactly what was in my head. Anything along those lines, because it's good. We've tapped into the energy. We've zoned right into it, and we know that we're moving forward. So it's absolutely fantastic for that. Do I give predictions and readings? Yeah, absolutely, I do. But they're more, again, like I say, if you do A plus B, then C is going to be your outcome. Or if you continue along this path, this is going to be something that is going to happen for you. Now, I know I've talked for 20 minutes. Oh my goodness. Can you tell I talk for a living? And I lost my notes too as well, so I'm a little bit like, I think I remember I was talking about this today. I'm sorry for all the coughing, guys. It's a change of season in Malta, so it's very, very windy, and everything's made with the Maltese limestone, which is very, very dusty, and it's just not going well for me. Do I give predictions and readings? Yeah, absolutely. Is there certain things that I'll pick up in a reading that I just know are going to happen without a shadow of a doubt? Yeah. Because even though I say that we create our own future as we go along, I also do believe that there is certain events that we agree to before we come and live this life, you know, such as maybe major career changes, marriages, babies, certain big experiences that we have to go through for our soul's own growth. And there is a few clients of mine where I do give them the information. I'm like, listen, I don't even know when this is going to happen. I just know it's going to happen, and I call that like my big picture part of a reading. Because whenever I'm doing like psychic readings, I tend to only go like 3 to 6 months down the line, because there's so many different variables. But again, I can just pick up something like, oh yeah, no, there's definitely going to be a pregnancy. It could be within the next 2 years though. Um, because again, too many variables to pinpoint that down. But it is also something that we agree to before we come here, so it's on the cards and we're approaching that. And that does happen. And again, it's something I see very, very common, because back in the day, I used to go for a lot of readings for learning experiences mostly. I would just be nosy and go and see other readers just to see what they do, how they do it, why do they read that way, why do they put the cards out like that. Um, and just to see their interpretations of the cards also. And they would have done the same thing. Like I've noticed a few readers that would, give this is going to happen over the next little while, but also beyond that, I can get the feeling of like a big career change or a house move. But like I say, it's a little bit out of my time zone with that. So let me see if there is any more questions submitted. If you do have any questions, by the way, about the psychic work and the mediumship work, go on ahead, fire it in an email, put it in a Facebook message for me, and I can answer them. And if you are watching, by the way, do take a little photo, post it on Facebook, and tag me in it, because that's what I'm gonna do. Not gonna tag myself in it, but yeah, let's do that. Summit in full flow. Yeah. So I'm just catching my breath. Sorry guys, give me just 1 second here. I did have a video to play to give me a little moment's break while I sorted out my guest. But let me see. There we go. Just had to make sure that I sent out the right link there. I know there's a lot of new people, and this is probably your first exposure to me, and you're probably going, "Who is this absolute moonbeam?" And you would be right, I am. And for those that don't know me, know that I have a real issue of sending people the wrong links and the wrong logins for things. I've just accepted that's part of who I am. I'm always going to send something wrong to somebody. So I'm just making sure that my guests have the right link. So fabulous. So we've talked about mediums and how we're just normal people. We've talked about mediumship readings and what evidence is. We've talked about psychic readings. God, I've really covered a lot there, haven't I? As you can tell, I am very, very passionate about this type of work, and I love to really teach and share my knowledge as best as I possibly can with so many people, because I do love people to really understand the work. And we are not like superhuman. We are not these types of oh, holier than thou, and it's only a select amount of people, because I'm just a person just like everybody else. Any medium I know, just a person just like everybody else. And we all have those gifts of the spirit, of our spirit, that we can really tap into. And that's how I really, really got involved in teaching. And I say teaching, it's more like mentoring and helping people to bring out their own spiritual abilities. And that's why, again, I wrote my books. I wrote Tarot for Modern Times, and I wrote The Modern Medium. Which, by the way, do you just want to hear a little special announcement about the Modern Medium book that I haven't told anybody yet? Or that I haven't told anybody publicly? I'm going to assume that you're all saying yes. So I wrote Tarot for The Modern Medium, 10 practical steps for mediumship development in modern times, because this is a very different time and a very different world from the pioneers. And I am now working on turning the Modern Medium into a 10-week mentoring program. 10 weeks, 10 lessons, 10 master classes, a series of master classes that will be available for you guys to join. It'll be live. Each week will be a masterclass based on the chapter, each chapter of the book. Um, a lot of theory, a lot of, like I said, it's a masterclass. There's a lot of training and a little bit of practical in that. So you guys are the first to hear that. I do know I've told my students about that. So yeah, if you're interested in the Modern Medium Masterclasses, there we go. The Modern Medium Masterclasses. Send me an email. Just all you have to say is Masterclasses, the Modern Medium Masterclasses, and I'll put your email to the side and contact you in the new year whenever it's out. I'm so excited. I've been working on the PowerPoint presentations for that, so I'm so excited to bring that out to the world. Because, like I say, I love to see people step into their spiritual potential. Although we never really see the full potential, because the more that we tune into our potential, the more that we reach our potential, the more our potential expands, which is fabulous. Which again is a reason why I have, I say the word students, but sometimes I just call them my girls, that have been sitting with me for so long. Because the more and more that we move into that we step into that, the more our potential grows and the more that we can learn. So if you're very interested in the Modern Medium Masterclasses, reach out to me. Let's talk. Let's get going on that. And I'm super excited to see my first guest is here. So let's get him sorted. Let's get him into the Zoom room, shall we? Because I think I need to pin both the videos, maybe. I don't know. Add a pin. There we go. Just doing my technical stuff and thinking out loud, Aaron. Let
Hi.
me. Hello, Aaron.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Fantastic.
Of course. What other way would you be? I love that shirt. It's very nice.
Thanks. I just realized the collar's like halfway down this way. I don't know. We're on you.
Sure. We're on camera. We're live in front of hundreds of millions of people, so it's no big deal. Just double check the broadcast room here. Yep, we are good. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to my wonderful friend Aaron. There is no point in me saying what you do. I would rather hand that over to you and let you explain what it is that you do. So, Aaron.
Yeah. So I am my business, the logo kind of and the slogan for us is business and personal development meets spirituality. We take what used to be probably classified as a high skepticism industry, like the coaching and mentorship space, and make it about impact rather than about profit. So that's what we do in the main. So we take people on a journey through spiritual, and obviously that's where you're actually connected with my business as well, in terms of manifestation and connecting feminine energies with masculine energies. So the likes of hypnosis, shamanism, guided visualizations, meditations, and then we connect it with the action side of it and the masculine energies. So sales, body language, personal development, business development, so that we can kind of encapsulate everything rather than just solely focusing on mindset or something along those lines. I just see that as part of the puzzle piece, but it's a much bigger puzzle piece. I'm a motivational speaker. I also am an author of these two best-selling books. We have 11 different programs, 14 as of next year in 2025, and a third book coming out in 2025 as well. So that's kind of me in a bit of a nutshell for now.
Yeah, yeah, because I was sitting thinking, going, how do I introduce Aaron? Because if I say he's a mindset coach, that just does not cover it. Because I know
No.
the extent of what it is that you do, and I don't think, we would
I
probably need,
agree.
you would need the whole segment that you've got here just to say what it is that you do. You're like
Sure.
myself, your business card, it's like, the size of a house.
Yeah, it's like a library.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm so happy that you decided to join the summit because I know that you can bring so much to people, like the value that you
Honestly.
bring, even just following your social media alone. I watch these things and I'm like, I hope people see how much golden nuggets are in like your Instagram posts. Like I
No.
see things and I'm like, oh, I need to apply that to my business right away, or oh, that's a good exercise. I need to
I
do
love
that.
that. Yeah.
So once I was putting the summit together, I was like, I'm not even giving Aaron a chance to say no. I'm just telling him he's doing it, and here you are. So
But
it's
you know, I
great.
do it for you 'cause
Yeah,
I only work with people at the same level, and I only work with people that I have experienced with. And I only work with people and will do things like this for people that I feel are impact driven, not profit driven, and for people that are genuinely out to help people. And that is the whole thing in any industry whereby you're teaching somebody something
yeah,
at all. Anything that's service based, it is intangible. So it is based on other people's testimonials. It is based on someone that isn't you actually having,
yeah,
because as a stranger, as a normal person, we put more clout behind somebody else's opinion than
yeah,
your opinion. So you can sell my business all day long better than me. And
yeah.
I can sell your business all day long better than you. Whenever you've worked with someone. So I actually love doing these kind of things because in the capacity that we've worked in and the results that my clients have experienced off the back of you and the hypnotics that they've received from you is exponential growth. And again, I'm here to talk about that and I'm here to tell people about that because more people need it.
Yeah.
Frankly.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree. Absolutely. More people need to invest in themselves. That's just the way it is.
Mhm.
And now that I've got you for a little while, I'm gonna really pick your brain.
Good.
Because yeah, because I know that this conversation will be so beneficial to so many people. And we started working together quite a while ago, really.
Yeah.
Um,
Years ago.
yeah, and whenever you started, cracking the whip with me, so to say, I was kind of at a place where I just didn't know what to do next,
Mm,
and I would love for you to share with people based on what it is that you do, because we're moving into a brand new year.
mhm.
What about those people that are feeling a little bit lost, a little bit stuck, a little bit unsure of what to do? What would you say to someone? We're moving into a brand new year.
I think like one of the biggest things I always do, and one of the things I'll always do, and you'll probably notice this as well, if I'm speaking to a client and someone says that they're lost or they don't feel like they have any direction, etc., like those kind of narratives, ask yourself first, is that true?
Mm,
Is the question. Because are you lost or are you exactly where you need to be? Because are you at the point whereby you're at a turning point because you have actually connected the dots at this point to realize that that year didn't work. So I'm not going to do this year. So it's actually about kind of being like introspective and reflective at the same time.
mhm,
And do you know, like whenever you put like a mirror into water and
mhm,
bends it, so it does like two things at once all in one action. It's the same principle. You're reflecting the light and you're also bending the light by asking yourself the question, first and foremost, is that true? Is that
mhm.
statement true? It's a bit like if someone says, if you're ugly, is that statement true? Because everything's just a theory, it's not
Yeah.
fact. That's the reality. So whenever you look at those statements that I'm in the wrong place, I feel lost, I'm this, I'm that, ask yourself, are you really? Like, is that actually the truth? Because usually you reach that point and it's actually about flipping that and do what I call reframing and reframe the thought as, oh, I'm actually exactly where I need to be today because
Yeah.
this is the point I need to reach in order to move forward. And for me, it's always about looking at the question that the client asks and
Mhm.
looking at the questions that come up for you. And I do this internally as well with myself. So whenever I ask myself a question, why I'm maybe harboring the thought process of why did that client not sign up with me? I don't think about that. I think how many clients I'm going to get because that's in the past and my future, my 2025 lies over here. So by reflecting into the past will not get me what I need to move forward. I
Mhm.
have to be present currently in order to be currently moving forward day and daily. So if you're actually in those positions of thinking those thought processes, reframe them for your benefit and not for somebody else's benefit, because the thought process you've told yourself has likely came from someone else and not you. Because someone else has told you that you don't have enough money, that you're not succeeding in a career, that you're not in the house that you should be in, you're not married to the person, you're not thin enough. Someone else told you that narrative. We then decided to believe it because that's the way we're programmed, that we take other people's opinions before our own as gold. So I would actually reframe that thought to begin with and then move on from there with someone who has what you want.
Yeah. Yeah. With someone that has what you want.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. which is why we invest and why it's called an investment, because any
Yeah,
investment you do has a return.
yeah,
So it's not debt. It's not something that you're being asked or coaxed into do. You should never be sold something. You should willingly want to change,
mhm,
which is why, again, it's an investment because you get the return from the change that you've asked for. And again, that comes from the law of expectation, where we have an expectation to bring more to us rather than have an assumption with the law of assumption that this is exactly where we are right now, and that's just how it's going to be because
yeah,
that's who I am. It's not true.
yeah,
It's just not
yeah.
true. It's a statement. It's not true.
Exactly. And there is so many different ways that you can reframe that thought, reframe that belief.
Yeah.
Um, how simple and it can be very simple if you allow it. I was working with a client recently. I was doing a smoking cessation session. And, she was talking about all I've done is eat, and this is difficult, and I'm craving. And I'm like, I know, but why?
Hmm.
Honestly, why? Oh, because do you ever see those people that they stop smoking and they gain weight? And I'm like, I know, but there's absolutely no psychological reason for that. That's just a belief. And she went, what, really? Boom,
Hmm.
reframed. No
Yeah.
more overeating, no more going for the biscuits, no more. She was just like, oh, so that's not true. You don't have to put weight. No,
No, you can
no.
choose to sell yourself a different story.
Oh, yeah, totally,
That's
totally.
it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Uh, and it can be, like I say, as simple as just having that different awareness, asking
Hmm.
yourself that question, or having
Yeah.
a different understanding.
Mhm.
Totally. Yeah, amazing. I love chatting with you because there's always so much things that go through my head.
Get the cogs turning.
Yeah, I know, absolutely. The ideas keep popping up as well.
Good.
Yeah, uh-huh. And is there any sort of advice or guidance that you would give to someone that is desperate to create change in their life?
Um, Probably the first advice I would give to anyone who wants to create change in their life is to write down what that change looks like. Because like anything in life, it's a puzzle piece. So we get like the front cover of like a puzzle and we know what it should look like. So then we go about putting the pieces together to get the puzzle. So
Hmm.
the completed picture. So life's just the exact same. If we can actually look and see what the life is that I want to have, then we can start to put that picture together forward and we can start to pace out what that looks like. So if I was to sit and make a picture of all those things, then I can start to predict what I'm going to do, which is why we can predict success, because you can understand that if you want £1 million house, that you need to maybe, if you wanted to buy it cash, you'd need to earn £83,333 a month, which is like 20K, a week or whatever. So then I need to sell X amount of whatever it is. You can calculate everything back and you can reverse engineer what that picture looks like. Now, it might not always be material, but the best thing, piece of advice I can give is to always see what that puzzle looks like on the front cover first, because then you can start to build the pieces inside. And the pieces inside comes from personal development, business development, hypnotics, feminine energy, masculine energy, putting all those pieces together allows someone, and I know that because that's what I do, and the practitioners that I work with, such as yourself, build those things for people and they always get the results. But that's why I always start with a picture. And it's not like a vision board, for example. I love vision boards and I think they have a place, but a vision board, as we know with an affirmation, is everything that we don't have. So it's about holding the correct energy against the vision board, holding the correct energy against an affirmation, because they're all things that we don't have. So what a lot of people can do is get caught up in what that picture looks like as a vision board or an affirmation, and then have an assumption that it's not going to be attainable and achievable by having a sponsored thought in your subconscious that tells you that's not actually going to happen and it's not real. So we do need to start to actually full circle all of those pictures, all of those affirmations to see, is that actually a true statement? And secondly, do I have the belief systems encouraged and right now to say that it's plausible and possible for me to have that? And then whenever we start to think like that, then we start to attract at a different level in terms of energetics, just for want of a better word. So we're able to pull in the things that starts to put the puzzle pieces together on the picture. a lot of people don't hold the belief system whenever they make a vision board, right? So whenever you're making a vision board, they're just holding a belief system that it's not all going to be true. Even in the process of cutting out the pictures to stamp onto it, they still are like, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'm just going to do this because it's fun. And it is a fun little task, but it's everything that we don't have. And then we think because we do something like, say, for example, a mindset course, because that was on our vision board, and we don't get the results, that it's our fault.
Mhm.
But maybe that person that ran that course overpromised and underdelivered. It wasn't you, right? So then we think we're the problem. So then we start to back off because we haven't got the exact result in the exact space of time that said person told you, again, in that narrative, that X was going to happen in Y. So we need to actually hold the process and the thought irrelevant of the timeline and irrelevant of the circumstances, because everything circumstantial is here in the 3D. So it's what we see with our five senses, and it's the things that we're starting to see, like, oh, I didn't achieve that in 5 months. Oh, I'm not earning 10K months in the space of 6 months or 5 months or whatever. And it's about your journey. It's not about somebody else's. So it's about holding the faith and the belief while you're building the picture, that the picture will be a reality, but at different stages. It doesn't have to be a puzzle that's going to be built overnight. It's going to be a puzzle that's built in your timeline that you're growing with. So if some people do what we talk about as quantum leaps, so like full
Mhm.
time collapse time, something that might have been took 4 years to do, they do it in a year or 6 months. If some people move that way, that's fine, but it doesn't mean that you have to move that way, which is where we have to start to understand the comparative factor as, am I still in a comparison with somebody else?
Mhm.
And the reality is that you should never be in a comparison, because no matter what you do, even if it's the exact same as somebody else, it's your version, and people buy from people. They buy your energy. They don't buy someone else's energy. So you will always have an audience, irrelevant of the exact same person on the exact same day, holding the exact same course. You will always have an audience. And that's where we get caught up. And we feel that if we go to do something or try and succeed at something or move into something, that it's actually not going to work for us because someone else is already doing it. And it's not true. So build the picture, build it with a belief, build it with faith, and also fully understand that you are capable of it, irrelevant of what your current circumstances may tell you, that the bank's empty. There's no way I'm going to get a loan. My credit score's bad. Everything on the report card says no, that you still can build it, because we have loads and loads of proof that everything is out there, because there's so many people doing it that have bad credit, had no money, started from nothing. So
Mhm.
if there's proof, then if someone else can do it, then so can you.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Just get going really with it. But say there is some people that are watching the summit and they're maybe new to mindset, goal
Yeah.
setting, building that picture.
Mhm.
How should they like how should they start to build that picture
So
from
if I was
your
wanting to like
professional opinion?
start the picture, it's all things that I would love. So you're not going to do anything. Like, this is what the reason why people are like depressed in the job they're in, because they're actually doing something they don't want to do. So we're doing everything out of needy energy, which is the lowest frequency of vibration. The lowest energy that you can possibly have is needy energy. It's like a needy boyfriend calling all the time. They're really irritating because you're calling me all the time. You're being really needy,
I
right?
can hear Aaron. Oh my God. I can I can hear you, I am a
Did that
boyfriend.
speak to your soul? So those needy boyfriends, that's like low energy. So we want to move you automatically up one rung, which is to want something. So everything that you're wanting to build is stuff that you will love to do. So don't put anything on the board that you wouldn't love. Put all the stuff that you would love. And like I say, like I think a lot of people in the start of a journey get obsessed with materials. So like the yachts, the cars, the £1 million houses, the like £1 million in the bank account. And I think it's such a good thing to think like that. But I also feel that we've been sold, again, a narrative of 10x, 20x, like you can make £1 million. And that's amazing. There is people that have done that, and I'm not denying it. I'm also in a position whereby we've done amazing things, but it's your journey. So do the things that you love, because you'll get there faster if you love it. If you don't love it, you won't get there faster, because everything's energetic. So the amount of energy you put into something will get you the reciprocation back. So if you're starting a journey, put all those things on the board that you would love. So whether you're maybe living in a terrace house at the minute and your dream's a detached house, don't put a price point on it, just put a detached house.
Mhm.
If you're a person that always gets the bus and you would love to learn to drive and buy a car. Don't put a Maserati or a Bentley. Just put down a nice car that you would really love. It doesn't have to be the fulfillment of the comparison factor because we see it on social media or we see someone else succeeding in that way. Always allow yourself the opportunity for growth because growth is growth no matter what. So if you're looking at building that journey to begin with, think of the things that you would love. Would I love to have a holiday this year? Maybe you've never had a holiday before, a foreign holiday. Then start to allow yourself the opportunity to have the things that you currently don't have, but would love to have. They don't have to be the 10x. We don't have to fly first class. We can go through premium economy and then into business and then into first. There's about five different sections in a plane. Do you know what I mean? We don't have to go from the back to the front immediately. You can, and of course, that's your choice. But if the human mind wants to move something, it does it because it loves it. The human mind will move faster because it has proof of the thing. So if we have proof of going into premium economy that that's real and true, then the mind starts to believe that business is real and that
Yeah.
first class is real. So it's the same principle whenever you're building out a vision board or whenever you're building out that picture and you're just starting a journey to all the things you would love. Connect with the things that make you happy. It doesn't have to be material and it doesn't have to be what somebody else's looks like. It has to be what you would love. And also, what I would also say on that is start to caveat the things with words. We're massively into pictures. I'm massively into pictures, but look at words that light you up. So,
Mm.
happiness, success, fulfillment, living rather than existing, like words, because we live in an auditory word and we have obviously the first law of the universe of vibration. So, if we're vibrating something out, we need to also picture it, but we need to speak it. So
Mhm.
whenever we're looking at that vision board, we can see what those things look like. We can see what that picture looks like. That's what I would start a journey with, is actually looking at what I want and what I would love to do, irrelevant of anything else, irrelevant of someone else's opinion, irrelevant of anything. That has to be the place that you start.
Yeah, again, so many things in my head, so many things I want to say. And that's a very true thing about the words, and I always say to
You know
people,
that with
because
hypnosis, it
see the amount
works.
of time, yeah, see the amount of times I ask people, "How are you?" I'm
Mhm.
not too bad. I hate
Yeah,
that response.
yeah.
Why
It's
can't you
not a
just tell me
response.
you're good?
It's a reaction.
Yeah, why can't you just tell me you're good?
Yeah.
Because your mind hears bad. That's it. Your mind doesn't understand the not or the can't or the won't. You
Mhm.
know, it just, I'm not bad as so like that's just what see I get people and I get no, tell me you're good then tell me you're
Yeah.
what do you mean? Tell me you're good. Say those words. I've stopped explaining myself now. I'm like if you're not too bad, that means you're good. So tell me you're good.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Perfect. Hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, yeah, I just had an argument with someone the other day about that as well. But hey, language barrier, it's fine. Um, me and my Latinos. Yes, and again, one of the things whenever like you seem to get into, like the mindset type of thing, you do see those big flashy 10x and private
Yeah.
jet, which
Mhm.
is fine, absolutely
Yeah. Oh
amazing.
God, yeah.
Yeah, but I know one of the things that made a big shift for me was kind of moving away from the 5 times, the 10 times, the
Mhm.
X amount,
Yeah.
and really looking at, well, what do I love? What would I love to do?
Hmm.
What does that life look like?
Hmm.
And that made a big shift
Yeah.
rather than, the writing of the goal statement, the visualization, whatever it is, then focusing on, I earn X amount. It was like, no, I have a beautiful home, I have a beautiful partner, I have a nice car, beautiful views, going for nice dinners on a
Yeah.
regular basis. And,
Yeah.
pretty much all of that stuff, as you know, has shown up for me apart from the car, because I just
Mhm.
haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
I mean, in the physical,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, which,
Yeah.
hey, give it a couple of weeks.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that like that's it made such a tremendous shift in how I look at things and the energy that I get into just by going, well, yeah, the beautiful penthouse. The wonderful sea views. Am I focused on the money? No.
No,
No.
no, definitely not. Definitely.
Do I need it 10 times? Would it be nice? Yes. But do I need to focus on that? Not so
Yeah.
much. And,
Yeah.
you
I
know,
think
I've,
that's exactly it. You don't, it's not that I don't want someone to 10x, but I don't want you to close yourself off to the availability to 10x. So we still welcome it in. But
yeah,
in the meantime, we focus on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7x, because that again allows the human mind rather than the human soul to start to figure out that with the five senses and not the six other ones that we would use or I would teach the standard five senses that we all use, it allows it to see that it's real. And if something's seen as real, we see it as available to us then.
yeah,
So if I earn £1,000, then that becomes a norm, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 6,000. So we start to actually count up that it's real and it's true and it can happen.
yeah,
So that's why people, for example, whenever they hear certain things, as I've mentioned, I call coaching and mentorship space or any mentorship space high skepticism because we automatically have an assumption of bullshit. Like that's
yeah,
not true. Like it's not true. It's not true. But the reason why I've always diverted my business off through testimonials, as in like you go and speak to all the other people that are in my business and see what their results are. Don't speak to me.
yeah,
That's it. So it allows the skepticism to disappear because those people did the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whilst being completely open to getting £100,000 a month. And there is people that I've worked with who have started and within 6 months earn 100 grand. There's
yeah,
people I started with that within a year are only at 5 grand. I can only do so much with somebody. Their mind has to make a choice to say
yeah,
yes or no, and be open completely to all alignment with those things. That's their choice. But they always, in the end, get there. It's the reality because you keep going, you keep going. That's what personal development is. It is developing the person.
yeah,
And it's a daily thing. It's a reminder that every day we do this because we're always trying to navigate. And there's always going to be, like, I started my journey whenever I was like 25, there's always going to be 25 years of trauma and build up stuck that is going, don't do that, don't do that. And even though I have all the proof to say that I do have the nice cars, I do travel in first, I have all that like material, whatever. Now, I
yeah,
also had no material. I also was a homeless person and signed a form to say I was homeless. I also did have 4 black bags in my name. I also did scrub toilets. I also did all those things. I did, lose my mom and all those people in my life, and you name it, I've kind of done it. But that can't dictate everything along the way. So there is a point that we have to then make a judgment call to say, what I tell my clients to do is stop your story to begin your story. So
mhm,
you have to leave one behind to read another. It's a bit like whenever you finish the last chapter in a book, you need to leave it and just put it on the shelf. That's what I do with my old previous self in
yeah,
order to move forward and to connect with the things that I want to connect to because the version I was would never, ever call in a 20, 30, 40,000 pound month. Never, because that person would say not possible. So
yeah.
we're always moving the identity, moving the identity, moving the identity. And that's a process.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Personal development.
Big one.
Absolutely. Speaking of personal development, I'm just quite aware of time there. I know whenever you and I get talking, it's it's dangerous
Long
because
one.
time just flies by. It'll be me and you all weekend, you know. I'm sorry, guys. Um, Speaking of personal development, and I know I've met and worked with a lot of your clients through your programs and things, so I kind of know the answer here. But is there a certain type of person that your work is designed for?
My work in general is design. I could say anybody, but I
Yeah.
don't want to go down that road because I prefer to tagline it as people who are growth-driven individuals.
Mhm.
So I don't want someone to sign up for my course that isn't growth driven. If you're not driven, then how can you expect me to drive you? I can't drive your car
Yeah.
in the passenger seat. Like it's not a
Yeah.
possibility. So you have to be growth driven to begin a journey. Like there's no
Mhm.
point. And whenever I go into something, I'm really, really different, probably as you well know, to anybody else. I don't teach from a concept. It's not like turn the page, turn the page. I teach from experience and I teach from all the experiences that I've had around the world, whatever it might be because I want to help people and I always want to make sure that I get a result with somebody, whether that's financial, personal, professional, all three is completely irrelevant, but I want to make sure that we always get a result. So those people have to come from a place of growth driven. And it might be a space whereby you're absolutely like bricking it, about to do something. That's okay. As long as you still in your mind or in a space of, but I know I have to do this because I want more in life. Not need more, but I want more in life. Those people who want more are my people because
Mhm,
they're the people that say this isn't acceptable for me.
mhm.
It's not that I'm better than you. I just deserve better for myself. It's not selfishness, it's being self-full. I choose myself first every day. I want people that choose themselves first and are all right and okay to say that out loud. And even if you aren't, they're going to say it out loud and they might like shake a wee bit while they're doing it. But they understand that the process is put your mask on first before you serve like help somebody
Yeah,
else. It's always
yeah,
going to be the same principle. And that's who a growth-driven individual is that I would always want to be joining my courses is the people that are just like at any cost whatsoever, I 100% am committed to myself,
yeah.
not to me, not to anything else, but to yourself and to the choice of living a life rather than existing inside one.
Hmm.
And those people need to start to make that move
Yeah,
whenever they're ready. But you also have to learn to jump before you're ready. So if
yeah,
you feel like you're that person that's like, I want more out of life, well, then if you want more, the person that you were today even isn't going to be able to provide you with more because it's still the same mind, it's still the same process, still the same thoughts, and it's still the same subconscious built up with the story so far. So it is about finding someone who's a growth-driven individual and allowing that person to open up more and more and more. And when you are a growth-driven individual, that's someone who aligns with an idea. And if you have an idea, you can start to align with the consciousness, which then allows the body to be a reflection of that. And the body then takes the actions that are required to pull in the ideas that you had previously in the new identity. So that's why it has to be someone that's growth driven. It can't just be
yeah,
someone that's blind to the world. You can have no goal. You can have no idea where you're going to go, have no GPS whatsoever. That's fine. I'm not saying no to that because I was there too, but I did want more and I
yeah.
was prepared to do growth. So as long as you're prepared to do growth, then you're good.
Fabulous. So, if there is people that are watching that want more, that enough is enough, how can they come and work with you?
So you can actually visit thesecretmentoronline.com, which is my website. I think we have four programs that are up at the minute that are all waitlisted. We did have Sales Alchemy open last week and then it sold in a day, which was beautiful. I always open programs and close them because I don't want to be an open book for everybody at all times whenever it suits. I take people on, we work with those people in a capacity, and then they move into a different alumni. So I don't just want a free for all as such. We do have two different programs we're launching next year as well that are going to be coming, but you can join thesecretmentoronline.com and you can go on and sign up to the newsletter or subscribe to it, which will give you the information. Or if there's a program that you would like to join that is personal development driven, like this one, Infinity, or you can join Sales Alchemy, which is sales based, or you can join up for anything. You can waitlist for any of them. If you click into them, it'll give you the information. And if there's something there that's not what you want right now, or you want more information on what's coming, you can use the little chat facility on the secretmentoronline.com website, and someone will reach out and give you the information that you require, or put you in touch with me for an introduction call.
Fabulous, fabulous. Thank you, Yarn. And I have to say, working with you, and I know we work together, but you also help me with my business as well.
Yeah,
That's what first came across. Not only did you help my business grow, but you turned it on its head. Absolutely.
yeah,
And I mean that in the best possible way.
yeah.
You
Love that.
know,
Love that.
we had many, many calls together, and I'm going like, "Where's this coming from?" Like that. No, no. Notes, 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 notes.
No,
Like, and I might have like a month delay on doing things, but I still do it. I'm like,
still get
oh,
it done. Still get it done. That's why you're
holy shit,
here.
that worked. My God, insane, crazy. Yeah.
It
Hmm.
works.
Yeah.
Man, that no.
Imagine. Um, so I have
Brilliant.
to say, like firsthand, even working with you as a client in that respect, like it
Yeah,
completely flipped everything on its head for me in the
yeah,
best possible way.
yeah.
And again, that's just why I love your work so much. It's
Yeah.
because you're so different from like the mindset community. Not that
Just
there's anything wrong with that. I love it, and I'm involved with
yeah,
many
I think we've
different
just
things.
evolved. That's
Yeah.
it. And one of the things that I'll always say is that I don't teach mindset, I teach conscious awareness.
Mm,
And the reason why I changed that is because mindset is just a really tiny part of your
yeah.
awareness.
Yeah.
And it's just words.
Yeah.
So if we
Yeah,
can get someone to be more consciously aware,
yeah.
then they can start to move mountains. And I have to say, 100%, the feeling's mutual. Like, obviously, my clients have worked with you, I've worked with you, I have first-hand experience of your hypnotics in different areas, and it's personally helped my business grow, like 100%. So I can hands down recommend that as well.
Well, thank you very much.
And
Thank you
my
very much.
clients will 100% recommend that too.
Oh,
Anybody that I've sent your way has a million good things to say about you.
well, this is it. I know. And I love working with your clients as well. And we'll just tell a little funny story. Before we wrap up, whenever when I started working with Aaron's clients, he's like, "So, you know, my clients don't swear. Have a nice shirt on." I'm like, "Gotcha, Aaron. I understand."
TSM classy vibes.
Yeah, because sometimes I do get a little bit carried away and colorful language comes flying out of my mouth. I was doing an interview the other day, and I mean, I had to apologize so much. I'm like, I'm really sorry. I'm Irish. We use that word as a full stop.
I know. Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
Same.
they're like, this
Same.
this can't go on TV, and I'm like, fuck's sake, can it not? And they're like, you're doing it again. So,
In the moment. In
um,
the moment.
Sure, it happens, you know. But Aaron, thank you so much. You're
No,
a
thank
wonderful
you.
contribution to the Winter Virtual Spiritual Summit, and I hope real people will reach out to you and get a little bit of something because your Instagram and social media alone is enough for there for people to get the needle moving, you
I
know.
appreciate that. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. And thank you so much for letting me be part of it as well. Absolutely
Yes.
so grateful.
Yes, and we'll put you down for the spring one as well then, since you're live and you can't
Always.
say no. Fabulous. Love it, love it. Well, yes, Aaron, thank you so much. You can go ahead and get back to the rest of your day, and I'll voice note you later.
Thank you. See you later. Have a good one.
Ciao, bye.
Bye.
How awesome, guys. So yes, you can check out Aaron um, on his social medias and his website. His work is absolutely phenomenal. If you're ready for just more in life, then go for it. Do it. Absolutely do it. Let me see what time my next guest is coming on or what's happening next. Um, um, oh, cool. Couple of minutes. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, guys, I do need to take like just a little 2 minute break. I'm sure you can use a little 2 minute break as well. Just before we have Nicola coming on to do psychic readings. So we'll take a little couple of minutes break. In that break, you can, go and follow Warren on social media. All his information is in the reader's room, or the guest room, speaker's room. And if you haven't sent in your question to ask about or with the tarot, you can use that 2 minutes to go ahead and do that now. Although we do have some questions that we're going through. And Nicola, if you're watching, get ready to come on, and I'll see you all in a few minutes, guys. So yeah. Hello and welcome back to our day one of the virtual spiritual summit. So we are getting stuck in to the tarot portion of today, and we have some questions that are submitted, and that is absolutely fabulous. And the wonderful Nicola is joining to do this because I don't want to. I'm just kidding. I will be doing some alongside Nicola, but we'll see what's going on. Hi, Nicola.
Hi, how are you?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Okay. Oh no, can you see me now?
There we go. Welcome, Nicola. Nicola, hello. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Really good, really good. Have you been watching the summit, or are you just on joining?
No, I've been watching. I've got notes and everything written down from Aaron's bit.
Good. Yeah, good. I was like trying to discreetly get my notepad as well. Notes, notes, notes. Fascinating guy, absolutely fascinating, and
Yeah.
so much golden nuggets, I have to say, with the information that he shared. So let me just get the everything sorted here. So Nicola, who are you? What's your name? Where'd you come from?
It's like blind date. So I'm Nicola. I am a psychic, a tarot reader, a medium, and a Reiki master and teacher. I also teach tarot, so I teach your course.
Mhm.
Um, and I do workshops
Yep, fabulous. And you're based in Belfast?
in Belfast, in East
Uh,
Belfast, yes.
Yep. But you also do readings for anybody anywhere, I suppose, the joy
Exactly,
of
on
Zoom.
this group. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, like, how long have you been doing this type of work for?
Well, I've been 8 years. It has been. I've been
8 years.
with you 8 years, yes.
I
I
thought it was
know.
5 6. There's no way I'm that old, Nicola. Take that back.
Okay, well, 4 years.
Just started just right now.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And what is like your average sort of day at work?
Oh wow. Do you know what? Every day is so different. You get to meet so many different people and so many you get surprised as well because when you do a reading with someone, you see them come in and you take them as face value at the very start. And then whenever you start opening up and connecting with their energy and using the cards, it's surprising of what actually people are carrying, what's inside people. And then to bring that out and to actually put it across on the table for them. And then they kind of have those trigger moments of going, oh yeah, I've been carrying this. There's a flip. We need to change that. So that's what it's like. We could start from a bit of a wobble to a flip until they leave excited, which I like.
Yeah, it is. It's an amazing thing, and people put that trust in you.
Yeah.
They go and they like they're so open, so vulnerable,
Hmm.
to pretty much a complete stranger. And it's a real beautiful form of connection, I find, with other people doing this type of work. Just the trust, the love, the vulnerability that's there. And I know a lot of people think, oh, I'm gonna go see a psychic and see if I'm gonna meet somebody. Which, anytime I get a reading, I'm like, yeah, love life. Let's see what's going on there. Usually nothing, but I mean, if you follow me on Facebook, you'll see there's maybe something going on. But anyway, it is what it is. You were right, by the way, on that reading that you gave me.
Oh,
Um,
I love
yeah, hence the Facebook announcement. Um, but anyway, just make it all about me. It's my summit. Shut up. Uh,
it.
and what part of your work do you really, really love to do? Because I know that you do quite a lot. Like, you do your Reiki workshops and your other little workshops that you do, like tea leaves and all those types of things. What is the one thing that you just love to do about your work?
I think tarot's my wee baby. I started really with tarot and I think I'll end with tarot as well because it's still a form of healing. Even if I have someone on the Reiki bed or someone sitting in front of me, it's healing. So, but with the tarot, I love how the cards fall out. You can't argue with the cards.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
it's nice to know that, some people come with tarot going, oh, I've never had a tarot read. I'm a bit scared of that. what about angel cards and stuff like that? And then whenever you sit with them and they go, do you know what, actually, what they've been told about tarot isn't necessarily true. You know, it's, I like that. So tarot is
Yeah.
definitely my baby.
Yeah, yeah, I feel exactly the same. I love whenever people book a tarot reading. I'm like, yes, 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 I love it. And is there certain types of tarot readings that you just really love to do? Because I know I love to do business readings, strangely enough. Like I love it when people want to talk about work stuff. Although I'm not a business person, I mean, you know, but I love whenever people come and want to talk about like, you know, the business side of things. What about yourself?
Well, I'm a typical water sign, so I love love.
You're looking for love readings, your relationship readings in general, is that's your thing then?
Absolutely. Yeah. And do you know what? Do you not find as well that see the things that you're not so good at or you've had issues at in the past with, they're the things that you like to do because it unravels a whole load and you've got the experience behind you as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, I always find whenever I'm doing readings for people, I'm like, oh, I could take a wee bit of that for myself as well. It's good.
You've been
Yeah.
told that many times.
I
I
know.
hear it.
It is. It's absolutely great. And I love it. We do have a few questions, otherwise I would just get carried away talking. You know what I'm like, for goodness sake. You ask me one question and that's me. I can go off on one for a week. Uh, quite literally. Um, okay, so let's see. We have a question here from Clelia. I hope I'm saying your name right. I should know that better. So she's wanting to know, will I find slash afford my dream house soon?
Okay.
So wanting to know in and about, you know, the whole housing situation. Maybe you can go a wee bit more than just a yes or a no on that. We can look at what's going on and
Yeah, no, absolutely. As soon as you ask the question, I do feel like there's a sense of confusion anyway. So it's almost like she's not entirely sure exactly what she's after or the house that she's after anyway. If that makes sense to her. We've got the Page of Swords, we've got the Four of Pentacles, and we've also got the Fool card. So the Fool card is representing something will change. She will end up finding that, but there's absolutely loops that she needs to go through that as well. There's some sort of mind decisions that she needs to work on as well. Again, I still feel like there's a bit of confusion, that she doesn't have her focus completely straight on where she wants to go. I also feel as well that there's a bit of a holding back scenario. So I do feel like there's that wee bit of a delay going on for her. Balance as well. We need to kind of her money. I don't know if you can see that card well. We need to kind of balance this money a little bit as well. I feel sorry that she's not where she's at the minute. I feel like she needs to have a bit more focus to get to where she needs. It will happen for her, but again, I don't feel like it's this time of year, and I certainly don't feel like it's January. I feel like it's more February, pushing at a push February, as long as she gets herself focused.
fabulous, fabulous. Yeah, I agree. I felt similar things to what you said there, Nicola. So, you know, felt a little bit of confusion with it. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
okay. And that was literally the first thing that you picked up. Yeah, I totally agree. Don't even need to pick any cards there. I'm just letting you do your thing. Um, why not? And it's great to watch. So Julie wants to know about she's seen a salon for sale and wants to know if she should go for it. Now, disclaimer, we can't tell you what you can and cannot do. It's up to you what you do with this information.
Right. Okay. What I'm feeling before I even open the cards, there's a lot of reservation going on there. Is how I'm feeling, because as soon as you said the question, I felt like my gut was being pulled back a little bit. So she's definitely holding herself back a little bit. And how I'm feeling here, we've got the Five of Cups. We've got the Two of Swords, so she's definitely in her mind here with herself and kind of can't do it. But budget as well. There we go again. The Four of Pentacles has came out again. And to me, this is your head and your heart is absolutely fighting this here. I feel like you are definitely holding your back here, because again, there's her covering her wee gut there in her own wee mind. And I also I'm feeling as if I'm being swayed towards negative thinking as well. So I feel like we need to kind of get on board with actually what could go right rather than what can go wrong. And with this, I at the minute I don't feeling exactly excited about it. But in saying that, I do feel like it's the flip of the mind change is how I'm feeling with that. I do feel like she needs to kind of, there's an opportunity ahead of her. She just needs to work on herself and her own thoughts to get that opportunity. I'm going to play one more card because that's
Yeah.
not, there's the strength card. Yeah, see that you can do that, go for it. This wee bull here, though, is tiptoeing, so slowly catch that monkey is how I'm feeling.
Yeah, yeah. Take your time. Don't be rushing it. That would be sort of the advice that I would feel with that as well. Just as you were doing the reading there, I did cut the deck, and it was Nine of Pentacles. Probably should have kept it open, but it's away now. Which is like, yeah, it's good. It's good. Still a little bit more to go, but it's good.
Yeah.
So really, like, take your time. Don't rush anything. Perfect, Nicola. Perfect. Couldn't have tell I trained you. Again, it's my summit. It's all about me. So, you ready for another one?
I am, yeah.
Okay. um. mm, So, Kira wants to know if she should move to Australia or stay in Northern Ireland for the rest of her life. Now, I will say before I do any sort of readings like that, that's a big decision, Kira. And if you watch the start of the summit where I was talking about, and the lady that had the reading and the two different spirits giving two different answers, you know, don't make those decisions based on what a psychic says, okay? Do it on how you really feel. You could maybe, Nicola, have a little look at the possibility. What would it be like if she moved to Australia? That might be a good way to look at it. At least that's kind of how I would answer a question like that. But you work
Yeah.
away and do your own thing.
If it was me, I know this is not psychic or anything like that. This is just me and my own personal opinion. I would jump ship to Australia over Northern Ireland or Ireland anytime. It's nicer weather.
Yeah, I'm an expat myself, so I'm all for it. I love whenever people talk about things like that.
I feel like we need to slow this pace down here. It is like as you said, it is a massive decision here. Two cards did jump out, and we had the Seven of Swords, and we have the Ten of Cups. So these are very conflicting to me in terms of that whole big decision. And with that, I do feel it's almost like she is definitely feeling the pull, but she's staying grounded here. I don't feel like she's entirely happy here, and I feel like it's almost, there's opportunities, there's a lot more opportunities there than there is here. But I feel like research, I want to open a book and do proper research there before I even get on a plane and move over there. The Ten of Cups is also kind of saying we need to get that money together as well. Yes, it's all great hopes and dreams, and everything going on, but I just want to slow the pace down, and I'm even waiting on these two lights in the background here screaming out to me, so I'm feeling it's almost like the light's not ready to go just yet. The Six of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the Page of Swords, again, this is all mind. We need to kind of work with her. I feel like the decision's not there yet. I don't feel like we need to make a decision just yet. I feel like research is really needed, and I don't feel like it's just on a wham or on a whim or what you call, but whatever you call that, proper research. Because I feel it's whenever I'm moving over to Australia, I feel like it's very sporadic in terms of I'm not even homing in on a specific area. So I'm definitely feeling it's a wide decision here, and I don't feel like not just yet, not
Mm,
just.
yeah, I agree. But you're doing the readings. I'm just I'm just here asking the questions. I'm doing as little work as possible.
I don't really agree though.
Yeah, I know. I know. So I suppose Kira. Yeah, Kira did ask a few questions, but to be honest, Kira, I think that they would be more suited for in a private setting, rather than a public domain. Again, just some of the questions. Yeah. It might be a good idea for you, Kira, to maybe book somebody for a private reading just to help you with get that little bit more clarity on everything that's going on. Um, so let's see. Carla would like to know, is there anything in either like career or relationships?
Okay. Carla's a bit stuck actually. Is it Carla? Sorry, was it?
Carla, yeah.
I do feel she's quite stuck actually. We've got the Ace of Cups, we've got the Ace of Swords, and we've got the Eight of Pentacles. So this is telling me that absolutely the Ace is all new, but you have to also allow yourself to step into the new as well. It's what I'm feeling. I feel as well that you've had that wee bit of a closed off moment, and we're now kind of trying to approach and open ourselves out a little bit more. I do feel like you need that wee bit of it's almost like I want to bounce ideas and bounce my words off someone. So I feel like we need to kind of chat with someone to kind of see a progress in what's going on. But I do feel like we're a bit fed up, completely fed up of where we're at the minute with the Eight of Pentacles. This is absolutely saying, you know, you need to put your best show forward, show what you want, and also believe in what you have and what you have to offer. I'm moving on towards more of a career base than love, which is opposite from what I said at the very start. I love love. Um, but to me, I feel like you need to kind of figure yourself out first and kind of get your back up straight before you even enter into the field of love or trying to put yourself out there. It's all about showcasing who you are as an individual and as a person. And I do feel like with the change in work, and I feel like I want to step up just a little bit, not massively, just step up a little bit in terms of work. I feel like that will give you a bit more of a fresher breath and a fresher kind of aspect and look about yourself and about your path as well. And I'm feeling like the new year's a good way of stepping into that newness as well.
Mm. New year, new me, isn't that the way it normally goes? I
Yeah,
know.
although it's February, don't we?
Or most people start in January and stop come February.
I leave January out.
That's where I get a lot of my hypnotic gastric band clients. They're like, I started, failed the diet, you just do it for me. I'm like, yeah, not a problem, not a problem. Sorry, Diego's just messaging there, different time zone, so I gotta get the messages in when I can. Yep. Oh yeah, that would be interesting. Go on, Nicola, do me a reading. Oh, I
Oh
hope you've been
God.
watching.
Wait.
Diego,
Okay.
don't be, yeah. I did send him the link to the broadcast room. Um,
I'll talk really fast.
yes.
Sorry. Oh, okay. We've got the Star card, and we've got the Three of Swords, and we
Okay.
also have the Three of Wands. And what I'm feeling here is that yeah, the Star card actually, things have moved, things have shifted in a direction, and also there's been more information that's came to light, and I feel like this is more of an emotional base as well. With the Three of Swords, I do feel like there's still that wee bit of a weight. She's sitting there looking as if she's waiting, waiting on her bus, waiting on her kind of chance to get up and move. But she's waiting and she's holding back. And I do feel like with the weight, it's a bit of a, you know, we need to busy ourselves elsewhere. And whenever we're waiting for this opportunity, but you know the opportunity's there. The Three of Wands, oh, look at that. I feel like it's very committed, and I feel like it's very balanced as well. And I'm also feeling like I just want to put that wee thumb into that hole. So it's almost like there's a fulfillment, a love fulfillment there. Um, sorry, I've just realized what I was saying. Not a private reading, is
Same,
it?
same, Nicola.
Yeah, I feel like this is a good thing, and I feel fresh, and I feel excited, and I feel like I just don't want to wait. That's how I'm feeling. I just want it. I want it now.
Yes, spot on.
It's
Well done.
happening.
Yeah. So that was Star, Three of Swords, and Three of Wands.
Yeah.
Perfect. Amazing. Nicola, thank you so much for your time. for coming on and showcasing a part of your work today.
Mhm.
Because I know that your work is multifaceted. I know that you obviously do quite a lot. You are one of my girls, as I say.
Yeah.
You are you are one of the ones that sit in my group. My circle. So I know what you're capable of doing. I've seen you connected spirit give evidence and messages and things like that. Just boom done. But I really appreciate the fact that you've decided to be part of the summit and come on and showcase to the hundreds of millions of people that are watching. Maybe one day there'll be hundreds of millions.
I'm
You
glad you
know,
didn't put the number beforehand.
That's why there's a broadcast room, so they're not in the Zoom room with us. So it's just a conversation that we're having. It just makes it a lot easier, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Um, and I know that you've been on your sort of your journey of development and unfoldment, as you said, for a number of years. And there's maybe a lot of people out there that are kind of, like yourself, maybe very into this type of stuff. What sort of advice would you give them to get going on their journey?
Um, you know what? If you feel that pull, you need to make sure that you do your research and get a really, really good mentor and a good teacher that's going to absolutely support you. Um, because it took me a wee while to find to find you. And once I have been with you, I've been with you for years, and I probably do your head in, every now and again.
I
Don't
think
get
we do
me.
each other's heads in. We've known
Yeah.
each other that long.
But yes, absolutely. Go with a mentor who's going to absolutely support you, guide you, and tell you straight as well, because it's not an easy journey either. You're going to have times where you're going to go, I can't do this, or give up, and you're going to have times where life overtakes. But again, allow yourself to be supported. Get into a supportive kind of community, because it can be lonely as well if you don't find that like community. Our class is amazing, because we do like support each other, and whenever someone does really well, it's like, well done, massive well done. There's no kind of jealousy or anything like that, which you may find other places. um
Yeah,
which it's
yeah,
it's the nature of everything. But also, if you feel that pull, go with it. Absolutely go with it. You're being pulled for a certain reason. Whatever you're getting pulled for in any kind of area, you need to allow yourself to feel into it first. Everybody has that intuition in them. It's allowing yourself to tap into it and to open and to grow. It's not this kind of mystery, kind of us and them. It's, we're doing this together.
mhm,
And even whenever you're doing a reading, they have to give up a little bit of their energy. They're opening their energy, so you can absolutely do it. Self-development as well comes hand in hand. I'm so sorry, I'm just talking about loads. But self-development does come hand in hand, because a certain part of my journey, I had to stop, have a bit of a breakdown, and do a bit of self-development, because your mindset, your own person needs to grow just as your spirit is opening and growing. It comes hand in hand. You can't be stuck and your spirit growing.
yeah,
That doesn't work.
yeah. Fantastic advice, Nicola. Thank you so much. And I 100% agree. For those guys that are out there that do want to, learn the tarot or sit in circle. Um, do your research and find that medium that you click with, someone that is going to support you, because as you well know, I don't tolerate BS.
Yeah.
But we also have such a laugh in our group as well also, and the friends that you make in circle it's a very different type of friendship from like the friends that you have, because all you guys all pretty much started out strangers with one another, and you just see the friendships with people. You see, I see you on Facebook going out and doing your things together, and not even spiritual things, just doing things together. It's like it's a whole different sort of connection with people. um so yes, find someone, go see them, join their groups, all that type of stuff. And obviously your information is on the speakers page. But what's your Facebook what's your social medias?
It's readings. Well, my Facebook is Readings by Nick, and it has a wee cartoon. Looks nothing like me, but that might change. Greetings by Nick. I also go by Moon Magic. And I'm based again in East Belfast as well. So, and the likes of tarot, teaching tarot would be coming up in February again, a new class. So, and it's a brilliant course.
Of course it is. I created
Yeah.
it. Nicola, thank you so much for your contribution. I'm very aware of the time, so you can head on and you can get back into the broadcast room for what's coming next, because it'll be of use to you as well. Thank you so much, Nicola. Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Will do. Thanks. Bye.
Just click the leave button, it's fine.
Can you hit me off? Because my phone's just stuck.
Yes, I can do that.
Sorry.
Let me see. Boom. There we go. Thank you so much, Nicola, for your wonderful contribution, answering those a few of those questions. If they weren't answered today, I'm sure they will be answered tomorrow. We have another fabulous reader joining us tomorrow. I just sort of they've been emailed to me by my assistant in no particular order, so I don't know what way it's going. But how fabulous! So you can reach out to Nicola, guys. Now, swiftly moving on, because I am again very aware of time. We have our next segment by Amanda Took, also known as the Angel Mystic. Unfortunately, Amanda was not able to make it on live due to prior commitments, but she did pre-record her part for today, which is live your purpose and start that spiritual business. So again, doesn't matter if you're starting a spiritual business in a spiritual business already. It's about living your purpose. And anyway, we'll hand it over here. Just give me 1 second to set this up, and then we will be good to go. I hope. Let's turn her right up there. Let's get my camera off. Get this. Fabulous. Over to you, Amanda.
Hello and welcome. I'm Amanda Took, the Angel Mystic, and I am really excited to be talking on Sean's summit. So thank you, Sean, for inviting me back on. This is the second year I've spoken on the summit, and it's always nice to share this sort of information. I really wanted to talk to you today about something which for me is really important, because it is about living your purpose, and maybe deep within you, so that you can live your purpose, you might want to be starting your spiritual business too, just like me. Now, my spiritual business has transformed my life, and what a joy, because it feels like I am doing something that I love, that was essentially my hobby, and getting really paid well for it at the end of the day. So if that's something that you're interested in, go and get pen and paper, because I've got some questions to ask you, so I can help you live your purpose and start earning really good money from doing that. Because let's be honest, if you're not making money from your business, you've got an expensive hobby. And I don't want that for you at all. I want you to be living your purpose and getting really well paid for it too. So while you're getting your pen and paper, let me tell you a little bit about me, because on the 13th of December, I have been in this business for 15 years, and it is a multiple six-figure business. Now, I don't tell you that to brag, I tell you that to inspire you, because if I can do it, so can you. And I am a spiritual teacher. I love sharing what I know, and I am absolutely passionate about NLP and manifestation. I'm also a business strategist too. And I help particularly women rediscover themselves and reclaim their joy, so that they can, live their purpose. And maybe they've spent years on bringing up families and having careers where it's consumed them, and felt a little bit disconnected from really living a spiritually aligned life that really fulfills you. So I help people overcome their limiting beliefs and their fears and step into their potential. I do write for Fate and Fortune magazine as well. I've published numerous books that you can find on Amazon or on my website. And I am the creator of the Manifesting Abundance Process too. Best-selling author, psychic, and all that good stuff. You know, those are labels that you can put on yourself, but ultimately I turn the woo-woo into woohoo. So now that you know a little bit more about me, let's get to know a little bit more about you in these exercises that I've created for you. So this is not my first rodeo. This is not my first business. My first business started when I was 17 years old. So I am now 57, so that's quite a lot of years of doing business. I've had a really successful B&B in the past as well. And what I know that, you know, it's not about making money. It's about feeling fulfilled. That's the difference. In all the 3 different businesses I've had in that time, it really is about feeling fulfilled, which is something that I get from doing this spiritual stuff. And the world that we're in right now, you know, so many people are waking up, and this is such an easier time to do spiritual things. So let's get your notepad, because I want to ask you some questions. And we're going to start by asking you, what is your biggest dream for your spiritual business? So you can pause this and write for as long as you like. Can't get my words out today. But what is your dream for your spiritual business? You know, is that making a full-time income? Is it a side hustle? Is it working from home with clients that you love? Is it working online? Is it in person? Maybe it's about creating financial freedom so that you can focus on your passion. Whatever it is, get it written down, because what we need, first of all, is some clarity on what that looks like for you. Because this turns into your why. This becomes your guiding star. And it's something that you can come back to. So when you've got that really clear, you know why you're going to be doing what you're going to be doing. Now, initially, when I started this business, I started it because of ill health, because I don't know whether you know, but if you're meant to be doing something spiritual and you keep ignoring it, eventually you'll have no choice to do it, just like me. So I could no longer run my bed and breakfast because I became allergic to a lot of things, and dust was one of them, which is not good when you're changing beds and doing all that stuff every day. So I had to reconfigure my life. And moving into doing spiritual things it did feel like a gamble, if I'm honest. But my why has always been the same. My why was to put food on the table and a roof over my head for me and my 2 children, because I was a single parent back then when I started 15 years ago. But now my why is more purposeful, because I don't have the obligations. My kids are grown up. I don't need to financially provide for them anymore. So my why is living my purpose. And whatever your why is, there is no judgment, but just get clear on that, because once you know that, it's going to be so much easier for you to figure out how to get to where you want to be. So let's talk about spiritual business matters, because people often hesitate at charging for a service because they think, how can I charge for something so spiritual? The truth is, your work has value. You're helping people, you're giving them guidance, you're healing, you're doing transformation, and that is worthy work. That is something special. But so often people think that, I can't make money from a spiritual business. Maybe they think that they can't charge for their time, but everyone's time has a value. Maybe you think, well, I didn't really do any big training for this. It's something that comes so naturally to me. It's almost like a gift. So therefore, I need to give it away for free, which is wrong. Because I honestly believe that everyone was given something that's so easy for them to do that they can monetize to live in this 3D world that we are in. The problem is, if you're not making money from your spiritual business, you won't be able to keep helping people. You won't be able to pay your own bills. You won't be able to give the best to your clients. So your spiritual business needs to make money. It's not greedy, it's not selfish. It's about creating the life that you want and also making a positive impact in the world too, on others. So think about that for a minute. Because you should be charging your worth. Everyone has something they're so good at that it's super easy to think they shouldn't charge for it. Well, think about a carpenter, for example, somebody that's really good at doing woodwork. Just because it's easy for them to do and they're good at it, do you think they shouldn't charge? It's no different if you've got a spiritual business. But I see quite often people making mistakes, especially when they're new in business. And I want to talk about some of them today with you right now, because I don't want you to hit them. Sometimes people wait for perfection. This is a big one. They wait and they wait and they wait to launch their business because they want everything perfect. The perfect website, the perfect business cards, the perfect amount of followers on social media. But guess what? Perfection doesn't exist. You're only waiting, and that's going to keep you stuck. What you need to do is just start. Nothing needs to be perfect. And I always like to believe that progress is far better than perfection. We're all work in progress. There is nothing perfect in this world. The other thing I see people doing is undervaluing the services. I see this all the time in the spiritual community. People feel they're guilty about asking for their money, that their gifts shouldn't come with a price tag. But your time, your energy, your expertise is chargeable, and you deserve to be paid for that. If you're not doing that, if you're not putting your services out into the world, you're doing your clients a misservice. There is people out there that are waiting for you to offer what you're so good at. They're desperate for your help, but you are not doing that. Maybe you haven't got enough clarity on who your ideal client is. Because if you don't know who you're out there to serve and support, your marketing is going to feel really scattered. It's what they call spray and pray marketing, where you are trying to attract anyone. But when you become really, really clear on who you're helping, and it is really about serving and supporting and not making money, and that's a huge hack, because if you focus on serving and supporting people, you're going to make money so much easier, because you're going to get away from the money blocks and the mindset trips. They're going to be holding you back when you start thinking about, I need to earn £1,000. If you just think about, oh, I need to serve 10 clients, 5 clients. If you think about it from a client point of view rather than a money point of view, you're not going to fall into the money traps. But when you start talking the right language and know who you are supporting, everything starts to fall into place, because you start attracting the right people and your message becomes super clear. You're not here to help everyone. You just need to talk their language. I wish somebody had taught me this 15 years ago, because 15 years ago I was making lots of mistakes in my business. And I do believe that we still make mistakes in business wherever we are at. It's all a learning curve. But you need to know who you are going to be serving and supporting, what their problems are, and taught that language in your marketing. Your marketing is your social media posts, is your emails, is your conversations with people in everyday life, is a poster that you're putting up in the village shop, wherever it might be. And there is no one better to market you than you. I used to wish that someone would just market me so I could get on with doing what I'm good at. But the best person to market you is you. And the best person to market me is me. But if you think about who you're serving and supporting and you taught their language, when people are reading your posts and reading your information leaflets and reading your emails, they're going to be going, oh, yeah, they're talking my language. It's like a Reiki healer. A Reiki healer could heal anything, right? But if you specialize in, say, migraines or menopause, and all your marketing is sort of geared to that, and then your customer wants a healing and they're suffering with menopause symptoms, are they going to go to the Reiki person that can fix everything, or are they going to go to the Reiki person that's talking about menopause? You're going to go to who's talking your language. And that's what you need to do with your marketing. And do you know what? You've got to fall in love with sales in your business too. But if you swap sales to serving, it becomes a lot easier. I see people all the time as well thinking, oh, I'll just do one more book, one more course. Not feeling good enough. That's the issue there. Let me tell you about this, because every time I record one of my podcasts on the Angel Mystic podcast, every time I come off recording it, I think, that was rubbish. That's imposter syndrome. But the fact is, when that podcast comes live, and I end up hearing it because it automatically starts playing when I'm listening to another podcast, and that ends and mine starts automatically. And I can think, do you know what? I sound all right. I sound like I know what I'm talking about. We all get imposter syndrome from time to time. But who's found themselves in one of those situations where you've waited for things to be perfect, where you've struggled with your pricing, where you're not sure on who your ideal client is, or you get imposter syndrome? Don't worry. We've all been there. So let's take some imperfect action. Let's do something about this now. Let's start today getting you out there. Get clear on what your business is about, who you're serving, who you're supporting. I recently helped one of my friends out who's been wanting to do her spiritual work for a long time. We had lots of different conversations, similar to like we're having right now. She launched a course, and over a period of 6 weeks, she earned £900. She sold it out every place. You can do it too. There's so many ways that you can be helping others and offering your services in this world. Now, I know pricing can be tricky for a lot of spiritual entrepreneurs, but think about the transformation that you are providing, how you're helping people heal, grow, improve their lives. That is worth something. Don't be afraid to charge what you feel aligned to. And if you're pricing too low, that can drive people away too, because it signals that you don't value your work. We could talk pricing all day long, But here's what I want to say to you. If you were just an average reader at an NBS event and you were there offering your services, doing readings, do you know what they charge? They charge £1 per minute. That's the average. That's £60 an hour. And that's just an average reading. I actually charge £150 an hour for readings. Because I'm aligned to that. Because I know I'm worth that. And that's what people are happy to pay. But you could certainly start at £1 per minute, £60 an hour with your services. So getting clear on your ideal client is going to be key. Don't just talk to everyone, be specific. Is it a certain age bracket? Is it a certain demographic? Get clear on who you're looking after. Let's work on this for a few minutes now. Let's think about the age range, the gender, if that matters. What is their biggest problem? What keeps them up at night? And how can you help them? Write it all down in your journal. And don't forget, when you're doing a spiritual business, you're not doing it on your own. You're doing it with them, with the upstairs, with your angels, with your guides. So ask them to help you. And if you want more support, reach out to me, theangelmystic.co.uk. We can do a psychic business strategy session. We can do some coaching. We can get you out there. Thank you for joining me today. You can find me at www.theangelmystic.co.uk or The Angel Mystic Podcast, The Angel Mystic on TikTok, on Instagram and on Facebook. But do remember that you are not too old, it is not too late, and you are not too underexperienced. You only ever need to be one step ahead of the people that you are serving and supporting. So do not stop. Go forward, go and help people that you came here to help. See you again soon. Bye for now.
Wow, thank you so much, Amanda, for sharing that wonderful information. Like I say, also known as the Angel Mystic. She turns the woo-woo into woo-hoo. Amazing, and I know that the information can be used for a lot of people, not just those people that are starting or wanting to start a spiritual business. You know, you can apply it to many different areas of your life. I really hope that you are enjoying the summit so far. I'm loving reading your messages that you are sending throughout it. Thank you all so much. In a moment I'm going to do just a short little like meditation with you. It'll only be a few moments to help you to connect to your own spirit, family, loved ones, just so that you know that we all do have that ability within us. But before I do that, like I would like to, you know, open it up to people and let them know that, you know, I do have a mentorship that I run for people. It's an 8-month accredited mentorship for people that want to develop their psychic and the spiritual side. That's something that's of interest to you. Reach out to me. I do have these masterclasses starting in the new year. They're going to be phenomenal, like nothing else out there, because again, it's based on my international best-selling book. No prior experience needed, or if you have experience, come along too. You will still learn something. And not only that, for those that maybe don't know me, I am an award-winning clinical hypnotherapist as well. And I just remembered to share that with you, is that next Saturday I am also doing another free masterclass. It's not a summit, it's a masterclass. It'll be about an hour, which is a weight loss mental reset. Which I will be talking all about why diets don't work, why you've been struggling with weight loss, and doing a hypnosis to help reset the weight loss mindset that you have, to move from the diet mentality into the winning mentality to easily release weight. So I would recommend, in fact, I'll put that into an email for you once we're done here, to register for that, as well as a brand new group hypnosis as well. So there's lots of things going on in my, Psychic in the City world, in my Shan McGill hypnotherapy world, and also in my private life as well. There's lots of things going on, so do get involved. There's lots of free things that you can participate in, to help really get those changes in your life that you want as well. And I know many of my guests do lots of things online for free also. But yes, let's move into just a little short guided meditation, guys, where I would like you just to make yourself all nice and comfortable. Just close your eyes and just take a moment and just focus on the breath. Just breathe in and breathe out. Just take time for you just to let go of the day and of the week gone by, as this is a luxury that very few people give themselves. Time to just relax, let go, and just be truly present. Just drop the shoulders, unclench the jaw, and just allow your body to relax, because there's nothing that you have to do right now except follow the sound of my voice. Just allow your breath to guide you, to relax you. Breathe in and breathe out. That's good. And now I'd like for you to become aware of where in your body you feel the most relaxed. And just allow the rest of your body to become that relaxed. Beautiful. And I would like for you to see, sense, or imagine a light in the center of your chest. A light just like the flame of a candle. And as you bring your attention and your awareness to this light, let it get brighter and vibrant and begin to expand to fill your entire body. Just breathe into that light and allow it to expand. Feel the beautiful energy of this light filling your chest and your stomach, your shoulders, your arms, your legs, and your head, until your whole entire body is just shining so brightly, so bright that it begins to shine out beyond your body, so that you're sitting in a beautiful bubble of this gorgeous light. And just relax a little more. And I want you just to send the thoughts out there to a spirit, relative, or friend, a loved one, and ask them to step inside this bubble with you. So that you can connect with them, so that you can feel their love, feel their energy, and ask them just to come just a little bit closer, and just be very aware of any physical sensations. You might feel something on your head or your face, or a sensation in your arms or your legs, or even a change in temperature. As you ask them, give me a sign so I know that you're here. And just be present in that moment, having no expectations. And that's good. And as this is just a short exercise to let you know your own spiritual potential, I want you just to thank your loved one for joining you, and know that they never truly leave you. As you bring your awareness back to your breath, taking a deep, grounding breath into the body, feeling your feet upon the floor as you breathe in deeply once more, bringing your awareness back into the room that you're sitting in, wiggling your fingers and your toes, and just as soon as you feel ready, just open your eyes and know that every experience is every experience, and that we all have the ability within us to connect with spirit. And if that is something that you are interested in going a little further with, then please do reach out to me. Fabulous. So guys, like I say, there's lots going on. We also have tomorrow as well, and I would like to thank my wonderful guests, Amanda, Aaron and Nicola, for today, for sharing their time, their energy. I hope you guys have thoroughly enjoyed it. I'll send you an email with information later, and yeah, I will see you guys same time tomorrow, where we have different guests joining. We have Mark Brown, the shaman, where I'll be doing some breath work, some healing work with us. We have Maura joining for readings and talking a little bit about her work, and Marilla joining for talking all about the Akashic Records and how that can benefit your life as well. I would also like to know, would you like me to do a hypnotic session tomorrow? Please let me know in an email. I can do hypnosis. Obviously, well, maybe you just don't know. A lot of the things I've been working with this year is like the hypnotic gastric band, you know, something for weight loss, for better habits and things like that. I could do something like that, or I could do just like a sort of general, you know, increasing, you know, motivation to go and achieve your goals. Do please let me know in an email what it is that you would like me to do, like weight loss, health, or, you know, just a general sort of hypnosis that will help in many different areas. So guys, it has been absolutely wonderful. I have enjoyed today. I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I have, and I will see you all very, very soon. Ciao.